comfortable nights. Eric's guy knows what's right, no need to think twice. Ergonomic style, he leads the charge in the office world. He's living large, he's the chair expert, the one you need bringing.
Hey y'all, Eric's guy here, back again with a Herman Miller Mirra 2 follow-up review after using my Herman Miller Mirra 2 chair for a few weeks. Now, this review is not going to be like a lot of reviews that you've probably found while searching for the perfect Herman Miller chair for yourself. This review, I'm just going to tell you how it is and encourage everyone, please comment below, ask your questions, and I'll be more than happy to try to post follow-up videos in regards to the Herman Miller Mirra 2 chair. So we're going to go through a lot of things here. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell and check out my other ergonomic office chair review videos too. But within this video, we're going to focus upon the Herman Miller Mirra 2 and what have been the positive aspects of ownership so far, what have been the less than positive aspects of ownership so far. Is there anything that I wish I had done when I configured this chair, this Mirra 2, that I didn't? Or do I still believe that I configured it 100% correctly for my personal use case? So before we jump in, I want to remind everyone you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order not only the Herman Miller Mirra 2 in the configuration like I've got, but other configurations and also other Herman Miller ergonomic office chairs also. And so for starters, the reason I went with the Herman Miller Mirra 2, there's actually multiple reasons, and we're going to talk through it within a lot of depth within this video. So if you're looking for a quick answer, like, hey man, you talk too much, blah, 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 then maybe you want to watch somebody else's video. But if you continue to watch this video, you're about to be educated on ergonomic office chairs. So for starters, one of the reasons I went with the Herman Miller Mirra 2, and this is probably, people are laughing like, man, that's not a reason to buy a chair. Well, actually it is for me. So one of the reasons I went with the Mirra 2 is that it's highly customizable, and that's not just the color, but it's also the chair configuration. You'll notice that I don't have any mesh type material on my seat back, but I do have the mesh seat. Now, optionally, you can configure the Herman Miller Mirra 2 to have a layer of mesh over this. But these were my thoughts, and this is why I went with this configuration instead of the mesh over this. Well, if you get the mesh back, it's still got this underneath, but the only thing is you've got the addition of mesh on top of this. Many people have said, oh, if you get the mesh, it's cooler. I would personally argue, I would not argue, but I would personally question that, because all that the mesh is doing is overlaying this. So how would mesh on top of this make it cooler? I mean, this is plenty cool when I sit in. It's vents, you can see it, it's holy, so you can see holes. So educate me if you think there's a reason why that the addition of mesh would make it sit cooler rather. So yeah, I like this. And my main reason, I mean, the cost difference to get mesh or like the configuration I got is negligible, but I think this looks better. And then also, you know, you're sitting there, you're eating some chicken wings or some, you know, having you a good drink and you spill it. This is probably going to be a lot easier to clean than the mesh. Well, you'll be like, man, well, you got a mesh seat, so if you spill something, you can probably get it on your seat too. That's a true statement. But I like the way this looks. I like the way this feels. And I have zero regrets, but man, I should have gotten the mesh back. No, I'm perfectly sold on the decision I made. Now let's look at the rear of the Mirra 2. Now this is something I would definitely do. And again, the cost difference is negligible. Definitely go with the lumbar. It is an option. But if you don't go with it, you're like, man, I wish I had some lumbar support. If you don't have it, you're not gonna have it. So definitely go with the lumbar option. And other options, so we've got this recline knob right here, see? They call it I think they call it the harmonic tilt, or the tilt, yeah, it's harmonic tilt, but it's the tilt limiter. So see right now, if I lean back, that's the full range of motion. Now if I lean up, then I can adjust this. So I can set it to where it's, oops, that's the up and down of the seat, sorry. I grabbed the wrong knob. And it's easy to get your optimal seat height, you know, where your feet are, where everything's ergonomically correct. But so that was the seat height. I'm an idiot because I did the wrong knob there. I want to show y'all the tilt limiter. Oh, it's on the left side. So remember, the tilt limiter is on the left, the seat height is on the side with the knob. And you can tell I don't adjust this much because I've got it dialed in like I want it, and there's no need for me to adjust it. Now, if you shared your chair with multiple people, then other people may want to adjust it. But see, this is the full range of motion back with the harmonic tilt. Then I can flip this switch all the way forward, and see, you can limit it to where it'll hardly go back at all. Then there's another option where it'll go back a little bit more, and there's another option where it'll go back to there. And then what I like is the one where it's all the way back. So that's the full range of motion. That is an option that you're probably going to want to get. Now, the one option I did not get for the Mirra 2 was the option where you can lean forward. I don't know, you know, y'all comment below, tell me what type of profession would have someone like sitting like that, but maybe you're in that profession. And as a curiosity, I'd be curious to know what is your job function. But there is an option where you can go with the tilt to where it'll tilt forward. I didn't get that because I know I will never use that, but you may, and it's an option to consider. But I would strongly encourage everyone to get this tilt, because if you don't, you're gonna wish you had it. And I'm just being frank and honest, like I will be, well, like I am in all my videos and throughout this video as well. Now this big knob on the side, this is really neat, because you can see now when I tilt back, if I turn this, I'm going counterclockwise now, which is to the left, you can see it's a more rapid movement. But if I turn it clockwise, I can make it to where it's a slower and firmer tilt back. That's important. Why is that important? How many times have you been in an office environment and you sat down in a chair, and as soon as you did, you're like, whoa, and you felt like you were gonna fall on your back of your head on that cheap and hard office floor? Well, that's why you can control the amount of force that is required to lean back. So I'm putting it back because I adjusted it for this review video that we're filming right now. But, and actually I'm gonna take it back just a little bit. Okay, so that's what I like. You know, I've got to put effort in, but I can control, it feels natural to me. It's not too fast. It doesn't require too much pressure, but it gets the job done. This is personal preference. You know, you may want the rapid boom, boom, or you may want the very hard press. See, if I push this all the way counterclockwise, or clockwise rather, I'm going clockwise, clockwise. You almost get an ab workout. But see, I'm gonna put it to where, okay, see that, for my personal preference, that's still too firm. But you can see how easy it is to adjust and achieve the amount of pressure that you want. I shouldn't say pressure, I should say the amount of force required to lean back. And I still want it just a little bit easier. That right there. That's not too fast, it's not too slow, but being able to lean back, you know, you're on a mean, nasty, and vicious conference call, and you're getting heated, starting to sweat. Well, sometimes you just lean back and relax and remain in control of the conversation. So that's a personal preference, you know, how you want, but I would highly encourage everyone, that feature is super important, the harmonic tilt, because being able to control the speed at which one reclines is super nice. The other thing I would strongly encourage everyone to do, the adjustable arms. These arms, these are the fully adjustable arms. I can go out, I can go in, you know, maybe you're kind of fat, put them all the way out, or maybe you like to sit, hey, I'm cool, I get my arms way out. Or maybe you want to sit with your arms closer to your body, you know, depending upon what you're doing. The ability to adjust is nice because for certain working situations, you may want your arms closer to the side of your body. But for other tasks, you may want them more out. And see, these will turn in this way too. So you can kind of sit like this and be a weirdo, you know, kind of twist your arms. It's highly customizable. And obviously the height is adjustable too. That's a matter of personal preference. Herman Miller included some great materials with the Mirra 2 chair for how to optimally adjust everything so that everything, according to them, is probably the most ergonomically correct as possible. But these do have, you can pop these out. I'm not going to adjust them within this video, but you can pop that out and you can adjust the height of each armrest independently. And maybe you're crooked or something, you know, maybe one side of your body is taller than the other, and that's fine. If you are, you can adjust these two armrests independently. So if I want to have this one way up and this one way down or vice versa, I could do that. I've got them the same. And one of the things that's nice, it's discreetly present. You can see these little notches. So it's easy to count those notches if you want them to be the same. Count the notches on the left armrest, count the notches on the right armrest, and configure both the right and left armrest of the Mirra 2 to be exactly the same height. So that's a nice hidden in plain sight visual indication for how high or how low each armrest is. And like I said, you can count it on each side and make sure they're, if you want them to be at the same height, that they are. But I mean, there may be some working situations where you want one arm higher than the other. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their own job. You know, I don't know what y'all are doing. I mean, I know y'all are watching this video, but I don't know what you're doing professionally or recreationally. But speaking of recreationally, one of the cool things about this chair, although the Mirra 2, and there's a lot of Herman Miller chairs that are badged gaming chairs. A few of those, to speak specifically, you got the Herman Miller Cell, you've got the Herman Miller Embody, you've got the Herman Miller, I think it's the Phantom, you've got even a gaming edition of the Herman Miller Aeron, Herman Miller Aeron Gaming Edition. At least at the time of filming this video, Herman Miller does not offer a gaming edition of the Mirra 2. But don't let that fool you, because a lot of the chairs, especially the Aeron, which is arguably Herman Miller's most popular mesh chair, the Aeron, at least at the time of filming this, comes in a limited variety of color options. So in my mind, even though this doesn't have on their website, marketing materials, whatever, at least at the time of filming this, the Mirra 2 does not have a gaming edition available. This looks like more of a gamer's chair to me than a Herman Miller Aeron. So, don't let the product name fool you and encourage you to steer away from the Mirra 2. Especially, I play a few games. I got a PlayStation 5 connected to this big monitor behind me, but I play a few games. I'm not a hardcore gamer. But when I transition from business to gaming, play a few games, it's nice to be able to have this chair or if, you know, if I want to fire up a, you know, some sort of streaming movie or something, I can fire that up on that monitor and I can lean back and be cool, calm, and collected in my Herman Miller Mirra 2 chair. So it's not just an excellent chair for productivity, for business, but it's also an excellent chair to relax when you're not deeply involved with business activities. So it's a really good chair. There's a limited quantity, at least at the time of me filming this video, there's a limited quantity of Herman Miller Mirra 2 reviews and information online. I mean, it's odd in my opinion, because when I performed my deep dive, and I've got the Herman Miller Caper, which is a task chair, they call it. I've got it in my YouTube studio, but I've got this Mirra 2 as my primary work/relaxation Herman Miller Mirra 2 chair. And I'm actually surprised that this chair hasn't received more attention in the form of reviews, YouTube videos, etc. Because, I mean, I feel that I'm pretty, I'm not going to say I'm the sharpest tool in the shed, but I do feel that I'm reasonably intelligent, and that the amount of effort that I put into researching and selecting what I feel, and everybody's opinion's different, but what I feel is the perfect ergonomic office chair, I feel confident that I've achieved that. And that's why not just the initial review video, which you can subscribe and check out also, and I'll flash up a YouTube card so you can see it linked within this video, but not just my initial Herman Miller Mirra 2 review video, but the follow-up. I mean, I've been using this for several weeks, and like I said, I have zero regrets. There's nothing. Oh, I did want to point out one thing. The front of this seat, I did not get the adjustable seat option for the Mirra 2. There is an option where you can adjust the front of the seat. For me, and you know, I'm not going to win any sort of modeling contest or anything like that, but I'm not too fat and I'm not skinny. I'm definitely not skinny, but this fits my butt perfectly. So for me, the fact that I did not go with the adjustable seat option, again, that's a negligible cost difference if you choose to go with the adjustable seat option, but I didn't go with it, and I'm glad I didn't, because this seat fits me perfectly without the need to adjust. The reason I didn't go with it, which is a silly way to, you know, to justify it, it wasn't the cost, it was the, and this is silly, and you can post some mean, nasty, vicious comments down below if you want to, but I didn't go with the adjustable seat option because I associate anything, whether it's a foldable smartphone or you know, anything that one is going to fold and unfold multiple times, I associate that as being a future point of failure, a future break of that product. And for that reason, since I knew I wouldn't be adjusting my seat, I didn't include the option, because this is as it sits. It's not adjustable, which means there's no moving parts in that piece, which in my mind was a positive. Now, depending upon your seating preferences, you may want to get the adjustable seat because it does provide enhanced adjustability, and that may be something that you want. But that's why, as silly as it sounds, that's why I didn't get it. Now, do I question the quality of this Herman Miller chair? I do not. And you can check all the details. Check the link within this video's description to find where to order the Herman Miller Mirra 2 and other chairs online. But when you check that, check the warranty information, and you know, make your own determinations as to whether or not you feel that it's a good purchase decision. You know, I feel reasonably confident that this chair is going to last many years. And when you factor that into the equation, you know, it's easy for one to try to convince themselves to go out to whatever popular big box retailer, spend potentially a few $100s for a, you know, thrown together, made in you know, low budget factory, insert country here, whatever country, then, you know, the fact that that they have what I feel is a good warranty, and yes, the price is a little bit more, but if you shop, especially the time I'm posting this, around holidays, you may find sales. Again, check the links within this video's description, but those sales may appear throughout the year. So, like I said, check the links within this video's description. So really, if you look at something that you plan to use for a long time, that's well built and is very ergonomically correct, and as you've seen here, very adjustable for your own preferences, it's in my opinion, a very wise purchase decision. But like I said, I'm not trying to steer anybody one way or the other, because I do realize there are a lot of Herman Miller chairs available. And some people may like the Embody. And the Herman Miller Embody, for example, it's arguably right up there with the Aeron as far as perceived popularity is concerned. What you may not realize about the Herman Miller Embody at a quick glance is that it doesn't have a mesh seating surface. It doesn't have a ventilated back. Yes, it has some materials that it's constructed of that may help with cooling, but it doesn't have the airflow like the Mirra 2. And then the Aeron, like I said, great chair, very comfortable. I've sat in many Aerons throughout corporate office settings, throughout the United States of America. And the Aeron is arguably an extremely comfortable chair, but I won't say that the Aeron is any more comfortable than the Mirra 2. The Aeron is more configurable at the time of filming this, because you can do what's called an A, B, or C seat size. So if you got a big butt, you can go with the C size. The Mirra 2, you've got one seat size. But like I said, I'm not fat. Well, I'm not fat. I'm kind of fat, but not super fat because I work out. But if I did have a really big butt, then the Mirra 2 probably wouldn't work, because I'd need, to be able to upsize and go with the Aeron size C. But for most people, not to overgeneralize, but statistically speaking, for most people, this one seat size that Mirra 2 offers is probably going to work. Not everyone. I mean, everybody's different. And, and some people may feel that this seat is too large. And maybe you're really, really skinny. I mean, everybody's different size, and that's cool. I'm not here to shame anybody for being big or small. I don't care. I don't care if you're big. I don't care if you're small. But it's a really good chair. And like I said, no regrets. And the other option I wanted to consider is the Sayl, S-A-Y-L. And if you're a smaller person, it would probably be a good option, but it's not going to provide the adjustability and the incredible feel, and then also the fit and finish of this chair. And I did want to mention at the time of filming this, I think some chairs, not many, but I think some of the chairs from Herman Miller may be made overseas. This particular chair, and I know because I looked at the serial number info on the bottom, this chair was made in the United States, and so was my Herman Miller Caper chair. Not saying that the build quality of one that may be made in a different country is inferior, but typically, and I'm the same way with vehicles, if I'm going with a German vehicle, I want to get a German vehicle that was made in Germany. If I'm going with a chair, and where they're headed, is it Detroit or where is, y'all educate me, comment down below. I know it's up there somewhere close to Chicago where Herman Miller is based, but y'all tell me. But this was assembled in the chair I'm sitting in was assembled in the United States. So that begs the question, I wonder if all Mirra 2 chairs are assembled in the United States, or if maybe there potentially are certain configuration options for the Mirra 2 that potentially maybe some of those are assembled elsewhere. I don't know. But I just wanted to post this video because, like I said, there is an extreme lack of Herman Miller Mirra 2 shopping advice, or Herman Miller chair shopping advice in general online, especially on YouTube. And there's some people out there that are very, they seem to be very ergonomically conscious. And, they're posting a bunch of videos about chairs, including Herman Miller chairs, but there was a gap, and I wanted to post this video. And like I said, I encourage y'all, again, if you're shopping for the Mirra 2, any of the Herman Miller chairs, expand this video's description and then click the links there. And if you have questions or comments, please comment below, because I would be thrilled to try to respond to your question or questions within upcoming Herman Miller office chair review videos. But I mean, it's incredible, and I'm going to shut my trap. Listen to this. I mean, whisper quiet. And that's one of the things that I've heard about some of the Herman Miller chairs, like the Embody. Some of those may have some pops and you know, unpleasant sounds associated with them. Not saying they're poor quality, but I can attest to the quality of this Mirra 2 and how quiet it is and how smooth and adjustable everything is. Like I said, zero. Is there anything I would have done differently? No. I've got the color option. I've got the feature set that I wanted. And this is a chair that I plan to enjoy for many years. And when and if it ever fails, hopefully it's still within the warranty window. But if not, if it lasts, if it surpasses the warranty window, I'll feel like I got my money's worth, because comfort translates to confidence. And when you're comfortable, you're confident. And when you're confident, you're more successful. And that's my opinion, but I think a lot of y'all will share that opinion. Thanks for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. And again, check the links within this video's description to find the Mirra 2 chair. You can get it in a variety of different configurations, as well as other Herman Miller chairs. And questions or comments, comment down below. Ask those questions, and I'll try to respond within future videos. Hope this video helped, and y'all have a good day.
Hey y'all, iRickSky here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.